and embrace Buffalo basketball, and the University of Buffalo has set the foundation for the success and tradition of this program.
Golden Flashes with the ball in the 2-point lead. Guyton, the zone kind of closed up that gap. Long range three, around and out from Perini. And the Bulls get the rebound. Cameron Downing, the 6'9" sophomore from Tulsa with the board. Nice play inside. Robinson spins and gets the bucket to tie the game at 25.
Hey, absolutely outstanding job of patience in the post right there by the senior Titus Robinson. Little crab dribble to the middle, spin back to the right shoulder, kiss off the glass with the left.
So Kent State back with the possession. Again, the back and forth game continues. They try the alley-oop down low, too far, and it goes out of bounds.
Buffalo doing a good job of kind of going to their bench a little early here in the second half with big Cam Downing coming in here getting some vital minutes to support Javon McCray and Mitch Watt up front.
A very big high school career, talented high school player, but just kind of learning that transition as a lot of guys go through the transition from high school to college. Oldham can't get the three to drop. Running down court, the Golden Flashes all the way to the basket, the drive, the hoop, the foul, Randall Holt.
We talked about Randall Holt in the outset. He is the silent sniper for this Kent State Golden Eagle team. Can get at you in transition, knocks down three-point shots, and right there, right into your living room, drawing the contact in transition, sending the message to his Kent State team that we ain't going anywhere tonight.
Obviously sending his belated New Year greetings to the fans watching on Time Warner Cable Sports Net as well.
He's doing it all, Howard. He's doing it all right now.
He's got a chance for the three-point play here. 28-25 Golden Flashes. Randall Holt, junior from Cleveland, Ohio, not too far from the Kent State campus. Barnett on the wing. A little over 4 minutes to go first half. Coming up at halftime, stats, highlights, and we'll be chatting with former Bull Byron Mulkey. Robinson, strong drive, gets the basket and the foul.
Titus Robinson is playing at a high level right now, pretty much keeping this UB team in the game, and right there, catching it at the high post, pinch post area with an automatic sweep and go and athletic play. And there we get a good look at it right there at the high post area. No hesitation, right to the cup for the end one.
Let's see.
It looks like his position can stay. Hey, we're a home team crowd over here, looks like to me, so it's an and one, but definitely feet were outside the arc. Was he moving? I don't know. The Bulls will take the bucket and the and one.
Well, you can see, we saw the reaction from Rob Senderoff, the Kent State head coach, who slammed his hand down on the table over there, scorer's table, but just the same it counts, 28-28. Green through the double team. Oh, pretty move, and off the glass and in.
Just when you wonder where the MAC MVP has been at for the last few minutes, he shows an outstanding display of footwork.
Oldham made it a little too out of control that time, swatted by Green. Now they go back the other way in a breakneck pace up and down on these last two possessions. The ball will stay with Kent State when we get back. Golden Flashes with possession and a 2-point lead, 3:36 to go in the first half on Time Warner Cable Sports Net. Seasons, 3 postseason berths, and Reggie continues to do a fine job here at UB. And he's got his team locked in battle. The alley-oop and the finish for Kent State, and a whistle. It counts, and a foul. Justin Mann's on the finish. Michael Perini on the setup. Wow.
Unbelievable play right there. They've been trying to get that backside lob there twice before, and finally they caught a backside Buffalo defender. Look at the replay, a little backside screening action right there on Barnett. Catches Watt staring at the basketball right there. Big fella.
Well, you know, you go to the 6'11 guy, but the 6'11 guy can get up and make himself like, I don't know, 7'11 or whatever the heck he got. I didn't mean the score reference. You can't hit the free throw, though, so it's a 4-point Kent lead. Well, that one definitely drew a few gasps from the crowd here at Alumni Arena. Oldham from McCray. He's going to take it. Left double, got it.
Nice job by Javon right there. They're going to give him that look every time. He's going to have to catch it. Take a look at the basket. Good job, catch and release. Stroke with confidence.
And that's one of the things he had to develop, going from Newark High School, where he was under the basket guy because nobody could match up with him, to coming out, facing the basket, now working on your perimeter game.
No question about it, Howard. He's going to have to continue to develop it.
Ooh, a big rainbow shot to get it over the block attempt. And we have a whistle and a foul on Buffalo. And looks like it's going against Titus Robinson, who's down on the court. Buffalo over the limit. A 1-and-1 coming up for Kent State. Had to get it over Javon McCray. And
those are tough breaks right there to be in a position, because obviously the ball is loose. It's a scrum. You're taught, and especially in this Buffalo culture, to get after and get at every loose ball. It's one of those type of fouls and contacts you're just going to have to live with if you're a Buffalo Bull.
Brewer misses the front end, and Robinson grabs the board, so the Bulls have a chance to tie here with 2:45 to go in the first half. Barnett, Oldham, McCray now. 3 for Oldham. No good. Look at Barnett on the weak side with the board. Watson for 3. Robinson keeps it alive while down on the floor. They try again. Oldham with the feed down low. The basket is blocked but fouled. Javon McCray will go to the free throw line and rebounding.
Absolutely one of the best. You know, number 1 in the MAC, number 3 in the country in rebounding the basketball right there. Buffalo doing a great job of just swarming the offensive glass. I tell you what, Howard, they're getting looks. I mean, that was a great look there by Tony Watson, who's an outstanding shooter. And right there, Javon McCray just elevating his play. You can see it by his accuracy from the free throw line.
A good hustle for Titus Robinson, getting down on the floor, keeping that one alive. McCray hits the first one, pulls UB within 1. 2 for him, and McCray has a team leading 12 points. And this game is knotted at 32. As advertised, as we approach 2 minutes left, 2:15 left now here in the first half. Perini picked up by Oldham. Barnett sees that one coming right through. That's like a cornerback reading the quarterback and getting into the passing lane in front of the receiver. Nice pickoff for Barnett. Whistle and a foul off the ball. Robinson fighting for position. The foul's going on Mike Henniger. And Kent State is in the double bonus, or I should say UB's in the double bonus. So 2 shots coming up for Robinson.
Well, that was a great play, a great read right there by Dave Barnett, and that's one of the reasons why Coach Spoon has gone to that zone look, whether it's a 1-3-1 or 2-3, just got great length and range in some of these Buffalo players, including Barnett.
We talked about it earlier as Titus misses the first one. A guy who has started pretty much the last 3 years, now coming off the bench. How much does it help to have a guy with that kind of experience, playing time, and ability now coming off your bench?
Oh, it's just immensely, you know, especially in conference play where it's such a physical league. You play teams twice. You need that depth. And not only do you need depth, you need quality depth. And to get a senior veteran captain mentality coming off the bench, accepting that role, just exudes a certain energy level through the whole club.
UB players prepping for their defensive stand here. They're up 1 under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Holt pulls up and cans the jumper.
Tough shot by Randall Holt right there. Buffalo did a great job of contesting him on that shot. And the silent sniper, Randall Holt, just wills it into the basket.
He's leading the team in scoring this season at 11 a game, I should say, on the average. McCray's jumper no good, but a foul on Kent State on the rebound. Dave Barnett going to the boards. Sometimes you don't get the rebound, but you draw the foul.
No question, but especially when you got to draw, you got to crash the glass in order to get those type of calls. And right there, Dave Barnett doing a great job on the weak side and streaking to the offensive glass. Javon McCray showing a lot of confidence and great call by the official, clearly a push in the back.
Yeah, great replay by our guys. You could see clearly the shove from behind by Carlton Guyton, his first personal. Barnett gets the kind bounce there. The East Aurora High School product, Dave Barnett, 4th on the team in scoring, has really picked up his game. Again, here's a guy who came in as a walk-on and has since earned a scholarship here at UB. 1 out of 2 for him. That's about his season average. He's just over 50% at the line.
Well, Coach Witherspoon's had a tradition of guys like Dave Barnett. When you think about John Boyer came in as a walk-on, earned a scholarship. Byron Mulkey came in as a walk-on, earned a scholarship.
Green with 4 men around him, the turnaround hook, pretty shot.
Well, I tell you what, he is absolutely deadly when he gets the ball in that high post, mid post area, has a nice touch and feel to finish the play.
10 for Green, that leads the Golden Flashes. McCray on the drive, too hard. Robinson with the tip, and it goes!
Titus Robinson just getting it done for the UB Bulls. You can't take him out of the game.
Well,
his energy alone is keeping the Bulls in it.
Yeah, we just said. I mean, he is really giving them quality minutes off the bench. He's got 10 points.
This senior knows how important this game is, not only for Kent State, but how important to get off to a quick start in MAC conference play.
Kent State cannot hold for one. 14 on the shot clock. You see the game clock on your screen. Knotted at 36. 10 on the shot clock. Perini out high. Draws the foul on the drive. And that will be the 10th foul on Buffalo. The clock stopping with 17.4 to go here in the first half. And Perini will go to the free throw line.
It's just as important as it to rebound in the zone. It's absolutely critical when the ball is centered at the top position that you do not allow direct line drives right to the basket. And right there, Perini doing a great job of ripping with the body-to-body contact and drawing the foul.
Foul on Tony Watson, his second. And the 74% free throw shooter, Michael Perini, hits one, gets one more. Zach Filzen checks in, three-point shooter for UB. You'd figure they'll, barring a turnover, hold for one. Now down one with one more free throw coming.
And watch a little pressure here by Kent State. Maybe forcing a quick turnover right here.
Ball in the hands of Watson, the point guard. Plenty of time for UB to get set up here. Timeout called by UB with 5.6 seconds to go. Maybe Reggie not happy with the way that half-court set was unfolding, so he'll talk things over.
Yeah, that's what you got, a timeout to burn. Just feel like, hey, let's just design something here to get maybe a Javon McCray or maybe an isolation for Titus Robinson, who's off to such a quick start right here. Maybe they can get a quick bucket.
I was thinking maybe if they're, try and pop, get a screen, pop Filzen open for a three. He's got only one shot, one three-point basket here. That's certainly a guy you got to worry about.
Absolutely. Well, it's good to have a variety of options. When Robinson's got it going, McCray's got it going, Filzen knocked down his early shot. So right now they got a lot of options going in their direction. And right there, Titus Robinson, again, the senior captain, stepping up his game.
I saw a nice replay there. You could see he saw McCray going to the basket and had an unimpeded way to the hoop there for the rebound and the tap in. Yeah, a good look at Titus Robinson.
Let's see what they got here, Howard. I think they're going to run Tony Watson here, a little screen-to-screener action. There's Filzen coming off the screen-to-screener.
Filzen's doubled, though, and loses control of the ball. And that will bring us to the end of the first half. A very
but right there, Kent State gets it done. Buffalo gets it done when their top guns are getting it done. Javon McCray and Justin Green need to have big second halves for their clubs.
Kent State with the first possession. Carlton Guyton, number 11 right there. Green is wearing 34. Guyton dishes out on the right side. That's Michael Perini, number 2. Randall Holt, number 3, pops that, no good. And number 13 is Mike Henniger. The strip by Perini. The drive, too strong. Rebound, Mitchell Watt. Out to Zach Filzen. Gerard Oldham, the point guard. The dish to McCray. He puts it in and draws the foul. Well, transition game working for the Bulls on that one.
Absolutely, very fortuitous turn of events right there for the Buffalo Bulls. Perini, the reigning defensive MAC player of the year, pickpockets Mitch Watt, but then they get the big stop, forcing transition right there. Javon McCray off to a perfect start. See if he can keep that hot streak going from the free throw stripe right now.
The other starter for Reggie's team in the second half is number 24 in white, Dave Barnett. McCray misses it. Barnett tips it out. Oldham gets it for the Bulls. Good work by Dave Barnett to give them another possession.
That's the third time right there that Buffalo has missed a free throw and somehow, some way has garnered the carom.
What was that little behind the back pass by Dave Barnett? A little flashy there.
I'm sure Coach Spoon kind of shook in his boots on that one.
McCray leaves it short from the foul circle. That's the kind of shot he needs to hit more consistently, develop that range. 3 from the corner. Guyton, no good. Green on the weak side over McCray for the rebound. Over him with the hook and the basket.
Right there, Justin Green right there showing how much of a wide load he is on that weak side and complements it with a nice feathery left shoulder touch.
And then he just picked up the foul, Javon McCray did. He pushed off Justin Green in the lane with the pass coming in. So McCray picks up the foul, and the Bulls turn it over to the Golden Flashes. Foul number 2 on Javon.
Foul number 2 on Javon, and right there, just think that those are the type of fouls that just drive you crazy right there. He had deep low post position, no need to push Justin Green in the back. Mitchell Watt doing a good job in the pass of getting that little touch pass for the high-low look.
Oldham tried to get in that passing lane, but he just couldn't get a piece of that one. Guyton in front of the Kent State bench. Golden Flashes, as I mentioned, the preseason pick to win the East. What an amazing program this has been. Perini's baseline jumper no good. Fills in on the rebound attempt, will draw the foul. Back-to-back regular season champions for Kent State. Mike, that's only the first time in what, some 21 years? Only the second time in 48 years someone's won back-to-back regular season championships in this league. I was surprised to see that, but they have been tremendous.
They really have. I mean, it even blows your way. In the last 13 years, this program's averaged 13 conference wins. Only 4 other programs in college basketball boast that type of number, and that's Kansas, Creighton, Gonzaga.
Well, Green with a strong move to the basket. Yeah, they're in pretty rare, and you change coaches. Obviously, you change rosters, kids graduate, and yet there's a continuity factor with Kent State that, has been, again, we said the gold standard really over the last 12, 13 years. They put out a 20-win team seemingly on a regular basis, 25 last season.
Well, you could almost say it's a family-owned business right there when it comes to Kent State basketball. Rob Senderhoff was there for 3 of those MAC championships and has 2 of those players in Jordan Mincy and Eric Hout, who experienced a lot of that championship play, on staff with him right now.
We got an injured Kent State player, maybe cramping up, not sure, but you see after those 2, yeah, he's probably just cramping up, trying to stretch his leg. Yeah, you can see all the chances there. Mitchell Watt there, and then the tip by Dave Barnett didn't go in. The ball going out of bounds, and the trainers from Kent State coming out to attend to the player. It's Michael Perini. Again, I think it's just cramping. He missed the last game against Shawnee State with a foot injury and was banged up a little bit in the first half, taking care of his elbow. But hopefully that's just a cramp for him, and he'll be able to come back in and play.
Michael Perini, obviously such a vital part to Kent State offensively and defensively tonight, having a hot hand off on the offensive side, and obviously the reigning MAC Defensive Player of the Year.
Titus Robinson in the game now. He had a very strong first half. Maybe not expecting the bounce pass from Dave Barnett. Looked over a little bit late, and that led to a turnover.
Empty possessions right now could you possibly come back to haunt UB, especially in a rivalry game that has been known to come down to a photo finish year in and year out.
And such a tight game, Mike. You're right. There weren't a lot of those empty possessions in the first half, but in a 4-point game now, you're right. They can become a big factor. There's another dunk for Justin Manns. We saw that in the first half, and Kent State has its biggest lead of the game at 6 points.
We saw glimpses of that also in the first half, where towards the end they were getting those direct line penetration drives from the top. Guyton and Holt finding those baseline players in Green and Mann, who are very adept at finishing the play.
Barnett for 3, his second tray of the game. The Bulls needed that bucket to maybe get their offense going, and they have the lead.
No question about it. Dave Barnett, well-timed 3, and you see the bench of Buffalo holding number 5 up in the air, and that is prototypical blue-collar man-to-man defense, Buffalo style.
Good look inside. Guyton to the basket, beats Oldham, and Kent State goes up 46-41.
Perfect execution of a UCLA high post cut right there by Carlton Guyton, rubbing shoulder to shoulder, creating space.
Robinson out high. They'll kick it around to Oldham in front of the Bulls bench. Reggie Witherspoon still got the suit coat on. I thought by now it would be off. Fills it off the screen. Can't get the 3 to go. Rebound up in the air, and that's Justin Green cradling the basketball for the Golden Flashes. That ball dribbled off the foot by Guyton. Barnett goes down to get it, and he's tied up on the play. Nope, fouled. Thought maybe there would be a jump. Wow, Rob Senderhoff came out on the court to protest that one, and quickly turned around and realized, hey, I was on the court. Let me get back to the bench. We'll take a timeout. We get back. I guess their X factor, if you will, tonight.
No question about it. No, not to mention just the production. He's just flying all over the floor. He is very active, 6'8", 215, 220 pounds. Very active athlete, gets things done.
Double on the ball on the pass down low for Watt. He'll bring it out high, Barnett. Kent State picking up their defensive intensity here in the second half. Fills it out high. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Watt, nice move to the basket, and the left-hander goes in.
On that high-low motion, post players at the top have a choice of reversing basketball with the pass or going to what's called a dribble screen. Right there, Mitchell Watt doing a good job of kind of hesitating at the point of that dribble screen and turning the corner for a nice slash to the basket.
Sorry, Mike, you being man-to-man defense this trip down the court for Kent State. They showed some zone in the first half. There's a drive and a blocking foul on Dave Barnett. One of the things we were talking to Reggie Witherspoon about going into this game was, he said his team's played well through the non-conference portion of play. Can they elevate their level, and can they play at a high level more consistently in conference play? As we take a look at this last drive, and there you see Barnett getting called for the foul. And I think he'd like to see him pick their effort up defensively. Kent's shooting 51%. Kent State shooting 51%, which is too high against UB opponents. That shot no good. Rebound is knocked around out of bounds. Robinson fighting for it. The referees will chat, and it'll be UB basketball. I mean, UB's opponents are down under 40 for the season, but Kent State's at 51 tonight.
Absolutely. Clearly Coach Spoon has built this whole program around defensive confidence in a blue-collar mindset, and letting an opponent come into your home turf shooting 51% is not getting it done by Buffalo basketball standards.
Of course, it could be the best team in the American Conference we are talking about.
Right now, definitely a MAC championship goes through the reigning champion, and that is Kent State.
Yeah, they won the regular season last year and then lost to Akron in a heartbreaker in the waning seconds in overtime by 1 point in the MAC championship game. They went on to the NIT quarterfinals before their season came to an end, and they got 4 starters back. So, I don't think anybody would be stunned if Kent State at least was back in the MAC championship game this season. The last foul charged to Chris Evans, his 3rd. 3 team fouls on both squads here. Barnett out for Watt. Looking for Robinson, couldn't get it in there. He's covered. Out to the point guard, Oldham. They flip it around. Filson trying to go baseline. Pulls up, jumper, air ball. Rebound for Patrick Jackson, and the Golden Flashes go back on offense. Quick drive to the basket, and drawing the foul on that drive is Eric Gaines.
I'll tell you what, Gaines, Holtz, Guyton doing a great job of attacking that area right below the free throw line and imposing their will.
Mike, as you know, we were talking about Kent State and how this division, the East, is stacked this year as Gaines goes to the free throw line. You have these 2 squads here. Again, UB's picked to finish 5th, and that's picked to finish 5th, a 20-win team last year with 4 starters back. But you have Akron, the defending tournament champions. You have Ohio, who had an RPI earlier this season of 22. You have Bowling Green, who just beat Temple, who just beat Duke. It's really, there's you have Miami of Ohio, oh, by the way. There's no easy night in the division.
There really isn't. I'll tell you what, you take a quick look at the UB schedule at home tonight versus Kent State, and then at Ohio, at Miami, Ohio, at home versus Akron.
It is the gauntlet, if you will. Barnett, 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Look at Robinson get up, and a nice job tipping it out. Now the ball kicked around. Oldham scoops it up. In for Watt, good defense. Anticipating that pass was Perini. All the way to the basket, lays it up and in.
Mike Perini absolutely showing a lot of grit and toughness right there. Not only stealing the ball away, but doing a little crafty finish for the transition bucket.
Bulls could use a bucket here, are down 6. Foul on Kent State, Patrick Jackson, 6'6" junior from Brooklyn, with a whistle against him in the lane. Now both teams at 4 fouls as we see Eric Gaines hobble to the bench. And there goes the coat. A little longer than I thought, quite honestly, Mike. I thought Reggie would have had the coat off by the first TV timeout, but it's off now. He won't roll the sleeves up, I don't think, but I know the coat comes off at some point.
Guess we got to maintain some type of style points over there.
Timeout called by Buffalo, and they were having trouble getting the play inbounds. A 30-second, nope, they're going to take a full. Let's take a break. 49-43, Bulls trailing Kent State, 13-20.